for nothing, cause I ain't got no money. Damn, I need a rich.
Welcome. This is the Valenti Soundoff. I am Ishma here with my wonderful sister Shali, and we are back. I know last week we had a quick hiatus, but we are back. I'm excited to be here, and before we start the show, I want to give a quick shout out to my man Tommy Johnson, the new coach of the Lincoln High Reserve basketball team for those young women. They're going to have a wonderful coach. He is dedicated, knows his stuff. He's knowledgeable about the game, knows how to win, keeps people enthused with the game, and I know he's going to do a great job over there. And very soon, I want to say this, I will be asking that man for a job on his coaching staff at one of his colleges as a motivational speaker, coach in some shape, way, or form. So don't be afraid to put me on, Tommy, when that time comes. Big ups, bruh. I hope that you see this. If not, I'm going to tag you so to make sure that you do. But great work, congratulations, and Godspeed with all that greatness. Now, moving on, we have a lot to talk about, don't we, Charlotte?
We always got a lot to talk about. Yeah, a lot to talk about. I'm always excited. We had a week off, so we're going to go ahead and make sure that tonight we touch on a little bit of everything.
What do you want to start with?
Well, we got a lot going on with the NBA, but
okay.
What?
Do you want to start with NBA? What were they saying about LeBron James? Please tell me.
Well, LeBron, at first they said he was washed up.
Okay.
Apparently we washed up now, but after averaging, the starter was been like 12 games into the season, something like that. The man is averaging almost a triple-double, okay. 26, 7, 11, like a crazy amount.
I saw that he was averaging 11 assists a game and over 20-something points. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're over 20-something points and 11 assists a game, I would say that is setting yourself up for one of the greatest seasons of all time to do it. And it's beautiful because LeBron James has proven time and time again he's not just a basketball player, he does so many other things. And people say you need to stay focused. You have to stay focused on one thing. You have to only do this one thing. But he proves that you can do multiple things, be successful, and really not only be successful, but be at the top of your game. Be at the
super prime, right? We talk about prime. We thought like 5-6 years ago. He's been at, what is this, 12th year of the league or something like that, to be doing that type of numbers at this rate in the game, and he don't look like he's slowing down at all.
And he only has a couple more years until he's in the league with his son.
That's super dope. I think that's going to be super fun to see. We've never seen something like that ever before. So.
Well, also I wanted to say about LeBron as well, we were talking about his school the other week, but just to consistently keep putting your team on. Right now, what are they, 11-2?
Yeah,
soon to be probably 13th or 12-2 or whatnot. And you've seen Kobe Bryant, I read about this, I didn't even see the thing, but Kobe Bryant came back and he talked to LeBron briefly. They gave it up to each other, and the Laker fans, they loved it. They just ate it up. They were in it. So now it's almost like Kobe passed the torch officially over to LeBron.
Over to Bron.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Keys to L.A. LeBron is one of the greatest players that have ever touched the court. So I think that ultimately he is going to bring back what was back in LA, right? The glitz, the glamour, the magic. Yeah. Everybody's coming and showing out. And right now they don't even have that good of a squad on that team. Like, I mean, Davis, of course, but you know, Kuzma's been limited. Just all the parts around there. They don't have like Rondo hasn't been starting, and so.
But Dwight Howard looks like he's adding.
Dwight Howard, really most improved player.
Yeah, he's adding some quality minutes, and you know, it's different when you feel good. You know, when you feel good about something, you really feel good about what you're doing, and you're happy about coming to work every day to whatever your craft is that you're working on, and you're really able to build that. That really brings you up another level. Automatically, if you really feel what you're doing. And right now, you can tell he feels what he is doing. He really does.
He feels it. He likes it.
So speaking of feeling it, speaking of liking it, there's been this controversy that came up, right? And this gets into our social issue as well. When it comes to Colin Kaepernick, Stephen A. Smith. Now, I don't usually like to make, so much of a deal on trying to judge people or whatnot. But Stephen A. Smith is probably the ultimate brother that judges, right? So he was judging Kaepernick and was really upset about the things that Kaepernick did when it pertained to his workout and things. What do you think about Stephen A.'s reaction?
Stephen A. reacted in the same that I've seen him do in a lot of other instances that I didn't agree with.
Sure.
Stephen A, I think, has a platform that, his opinion just isn't definitely my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions. I watched actually on air while they were, he said T.O. went ahead and hit him up with a text and said that, why are you always hating on us and why can't you just set aside your differences and use somebody else for a punchline or a story?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he said that during the little first
T.O.,
tape.
Wow.
And they had a little cut to commercial break and come back to it because, they weren't expecting that. That wasn't in the little script that morning.
Yeah. Well, I would just have to say that it seems like Stephen A. Smith, I've seen him say on his Breakfast Club interview, and he tries to say that he's just trying to say the things that he thinks are responsible. But at what point do they become responsible, or at what point do they become really divisive or really judgmental and really sometimes even degrading, how he sometimes comes at people? And to say that Kaepernick was malicious in his intent with wanting to get a job in the NFL or wanting to get more employment in the NFL, I always go back to, we have a legal system in this country, and it seems like a lot of the time we don't want to validate that when it comes to an opinion that we don't like. Right. So when it comes to Stephen A., it was proved already that the NFL had colluded with the owners of these teams to not give Colin Kaepernick a fair workout, tryout, so he could get a fair contract in the NFL with his abilities, knowing that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That being said, when Stephen A. continuously says that Kaepernick is being malicious or is hurting himself or is doing things that are stopping him from getting employment, I would say that's really weird, because when you look at the track record of NFL employees, they are doing some outrageous things, egregious things a lot of the times, and it is looked the other way as long as they can perform on the football field and still bring people to the seats. Now, that being said, I do believe in a capitalistic system, as in you own something, you have the right to do with it as you would please now when you own it. Now, that being said, if these owners own a team, and they truly do believe that Colin Kaepernick is going to bring their team to a lower standard when it comes to the bottom line, making money, and they're in the business of making money, well then, you could say, okay, well, hey, they're in the business of making money. He's going to hurt the bottom line, so he doesn't have to give them a job. But it's tough, because the NFL is a non-profit organization. In some way, they're a 501c3 in some way, and affiliated with that are all of these teams. So that being said, there should be really, because since it can work with a tax-exempt style organization, then that government PC control sneaks its way in. It's no longer just a private business. And so Kaepernick and the NFL colluding against him for getting a job that he well deserves, then it goes beyond just someone saying we don't want him to have a job because he may hurt our bottom line. Now you are going against all these other different restrictions that have to go along with being in the nonprofit game as well. And in court, when Kaepernick took it to court, who won? Yeah. Cap won. He got a settlement. He's already got, what they say, they think he got 50-something million reasons to be happy anyway. So he got a settlement. So for Stephen A., I think to continuously act like the NFL has done no wrong and is doing no wrong when it comes to the Kaepernick situation, I think is irresponsible. And in some ways, if you don't really know those facts, then I guess he may be ignorant to it. But I would definitely say he's irresponsible, because he knows more details than I think that maybe even I do.
Right. He got all the ins and outs, how CEOs.
So I know that was a long rant, but.
No, but even better, than that, he had said, a couple days before that he should just shut up and do what he has to do. So just say, those two were right there, just saying shut up to a grown man, telling him he should be quiet, not say anything, and just go work out. That's what he said he recommended before the whole thing happened with Cap going to, the high school and working out there rather than under the NFL's terms.
That's dangerous. Shout out
Like-
to the OG Lawrence Gardner. He was just talking about this in a wonderful seminar I was able to see, where he was talking about our culture of shut up. As in, especially when it comes to black men and our culture and shut up. We telling our sons to shut up, don't speak out, don't be, just be quiet, shut up. Before we get into a fight, what's the first thing that black men usually say to each other?
Yeah. Shut up.
Bro, you better shut up. You better shut up talking to me. You better shut up. Shut up. And that continuation of just shut up, don't speak out, don't say nothing. It comes from that, shut up, you better not say nothing, boy. You better be quiet, you better keep low.
Scared mentality, right?
So, and then that forcefulness of overbearing, and now you get back in the house and you're saying shut up to the kids, and so now it extends.
Right.
Stephen A's telling Kaepernick to shut up.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and throw the football. That's basically what, in so many ways that
he did a Laura Ingram.
But I also was listening to just a little bit ago a little cast with Charles Barkley on it, saying that if you do disagree with a certain people he feels like in his industry or in the the limelight, playing whatever sport it is, that you now, if you're a black man, you are now an Uncle Tom. You are now a sellout, and that you just can't disagree and be on that type of level.
Just to disagree.
But isn't there a line though, right? We all know that. I would assume there's a line that is drawn in, and once again, that's somebody's opinion on the situation.
Sure, and
how
you
they
can
look at it.
definitely disagree, but there's just a level and a way that you do it, right? So you can disagree respectfully, but there is a level, I think, of judging that it gets to where you really attack a man's character instead of just the decision, which always is very tough, and especially when it comes to when you're again putting. I mean, this is a game that they go and put their life on the line. So it's a game first thing, then they put their life on the line for the game. But as it comes to it, I know he's probably thinking, hey, I have an equal right to be able to play this game.
Yeah.
No matter what I say, owners are probably like, I have an equal right not to put you on because of what you're going to say or what you're going to do. So, but then he's thinking, well, but then people are thinking when it comes to this is, are we really going to live in a delusional world? And is it okay to deny a person the right to speak about something, to bring action, or to bring awareness to something as pivotal as lives being lost because of inconsistent and excessive force being used by tax-paid employees? That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
So I get it. You're saying, wow, this is a great thing we should send. Would we ever... Just for example, would we think that there's be a backlash against someone who wants to bring awareness to breast cancer? No, they do it every October. The whole league wears pink.
Wear pink.
Not only do they wear pink, but they wear pink supporting organizations that have done nothing to cut the rates of breast cancer. In fact, under those organizations' watch, the rates of breast cancer have gone up, and other cancers have gone up. It's really, but you can wear pink, and everybody can be like, oh yes, it's where you raise awareness for wearing pink for the breast cancer. It's all right. But whenever it's an issue that specifically is talking about affecting black folks, it's a national outcry or problem to bring it up. I remember Dad used to say this to me.
It's this again.
It's this
like, that's what you always like to hear. It's like, really, we're gonna bring this up.
Dad said this to me when we were talking about. I remember when Obama, right before Obama got elected, and the big thing that came up was Jeremiah Wright. Right, he was in church with Jeremiah Wright at some point, and Jeremiah Wright. There's a soundbite of Jeremiah Wright saying, "Not God bless America, God damn America." It was a soundbite. In context, it talked about all of America's sins and how it's really tough to say God blessed America when they did genocide against so many Native Americans, millions of Native Americans, when they enslaved so many, black folks, when it's still mass incarceration and all these other things that have gone on that have been so detrimental and just, horrible things in America. So anyways, it was in context to that. But not only did Barack have to denounce basically Jeremiah Wright and the whole congregation that he was a part of, but a lot of people were saying, Jeremiah Wright, just be quiet, shut up. Don't say that. Shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
You're going to ruin this.
Right? And I remember Dad was like, no, because Jeremiah gave an interview at some point. And Dad was like, no, You have to say something. You have to. When is it? How many times are we just gonna be quiet? And how long do we have to continue to be quiet?
Sure.
When is it gonna be the right time to bring it up? Ishmael, if we can't say something about it now, when is it gonna be the right time? We're just gonna keep saying, no, be quiet, no, be quiet, don't do it. And it's crazy the foresight that he had.
Yeah.
Because that was in 2008 when we were talking about that. Now, what's nuts is you fast forward to 2017 or 16, the last time that he was in the league, Kaepernick was in the league, right? And
16,
we were talking about, is it time for someone to speak up and talk about catastrophes and talk about
what's going on? And
so
you have that platform.
when is it ever going to be the right time? Kind of what you said, this again. But when is the right time? If this isn't the right time, when is the right time? We got to wait more and more. We need a different platform. If not during football, when is it the right time? Then, you know, it's not the right time in the Senate. It's not the right time.
And it's about having the right person, right, to carry that platform too, because we see it just generationally. Obviously, that there's that one or you know, the many people that behind the scenes you don't see, but the prominent people,
like
that you see.
Muhammad Ali at one point was
right.
like leading the torch when it came towards being, I think, a strong figure of I'm excited about myself. I feel good about myself. I love myself. I think that I'm wonderful, beautiful, black, and I'm great, right?
Sure.
And so that was a great expression. And then he was talking about real issues as well. He's like, I'm not going to go to Vietnam and
talking about what's
fight
happening in
against
his
people
life
never,
right then.
everything, right? He was talking about great and an activist for that. So we did that. We definitely do have those people. But then since Muhammad Ali, who has been just on the athlete side, that big voice when it comes to voice, a consistent voice when it came to
that looks
uplifting
like us,
and
that can
really well who has that been since Muhammad Ali? I mean, and I hate to put somebody on blast because I'm sure there's been great people doing great things, but someone on that
type of scale
that everybody knew that you either loved him or hated him, and it's the same thing back in the day.
Right now.
I mean, you loved Ali or you hated Ali, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Kaepernick kind of has that effect.
That same.
Doesn't he have that effect where? Right now, if he was to be let back in the league, I mean, and remember they took Ali out of the league, out of boxing in his prime. He was the champion, and they stripped him from his title, and he had to take a 3-year hiatus during his prime.
So much similarities between the situations.
Some very big similarities. Now, it would have been different, say, if Kaepernick was coming just right off like a Super Bowl or something like that, right? He was coming off of a pretty dismal season because he was a backup and then played, he started the last 5 games or something of that season. So, and I know the 49ers were 1-10 that year, but
not long before that he was
he was that man
quarterback in the NFL, right?
Pro Bowler, all that stuff.
Right,
so
and right now like, he can dominate. 4 or 5.
A lot of writers said his arm strength looked really good. They said I've heard.
You just look at him and you can tell that he was in shape.
He looked pro elite.
You've seen these videos of him though. Like I've seen plenty of videos of him. Like so, and it's never the case of is he able and ready to be a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's not that. Can we not to have to worry about the extreme backlash we will get from having this guy play on our team?
Well,
is it worth the money?
He said that he's still going to kneel.
Yeah.
Now,
he's made it very clear what his
is there
stances
a
are.
better city than San Francisco to probably, I don't want to say get away with that, but to do that without so much backlash? I mean, is San Francisco not probably the best city for that?
That's where they
I know that's what I'm saying.
right? So you're saying bring
that's
back?
why it was tough. No, I mean he didn't sign that contract.
No.
Which is tough.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't sign the extension. I mean, he had his option to stay there, I believe. So
right.
to not stay there was kind of weird to me because that seemed like one of the best cities that he could be in. But that being said, again, that city, I mean, we still know, California has been known historically for their police brutality when it comes down to the LAPD, but the Oakland police, and that's just a bridge away from San Fran, right? so really, maybe that wasn't the best place for him, but he also was doing a lot of activism there as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a great place. I don't know. I never know exactly what that man was going through and what made him make that decision, right?
I know
what got him to there.
Any team that doesn't have a quarterback that can run and throw like Kaepernick is no excuse not to have him on the team.
Well, the Bears could use him really bad right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they may have to throwaway
Yeah,
Mr.
Winston
Winston.
ain't
Hey,
gonna have
I
him.
really liked Winston at Florida State too, but
That-
you know who I called?
His whole team just was
I
bad.
called Lamar Jackson as well. I knew he was.
Yeah,
gonna be
Lamar
great.
Jackson
And he's
is
great.
fun to
He'll
watch.
continue. He's
He
really
gonna
fun to
be mean.
watch.
He got a neck. Did you see that neck?
Oh yeah,
Like-
he's thick
like
neck.
Thick.
Did you see
Look like
his
a
boy
pit bull.
hyping him up before he
Arr.
came on last time?
Man,
He was
the
like,
neck just
"Oh, man,
distracted
you
me
see-
the whole
look,
time."
You can't even. No, his guy, the running back. Gosh, I forget his name, but the running back was just.
Ingram.
It was Ingram.
Ingram,
You're
man,
right, out of
Ingram.
Alabama.
Yeah, bam,
Yeah,
strong, yeah.
yes. So Ingram was hyping him up. It was hilarious. You got to see this.
Okay, I'm
Because he
gonna
was just
check
hyping
that
him
out,
up,
check
telling
that
him to get on stage, that he's the MVP. If anybody has anything to say about it, they can meet him outside of the B-Board Bank Arena.
That's super,
It
super
was,
dope right
he
there. That's
was
what you're supposed to
about
do.
his quarterbacks. It was dope.
Speaking of hyping up,
Yeah, hype it up. So,
724, right?
okay, 724. Yes, hype up 724. You have to subscribe, ring the bell, all that
Ding,
good
ding,
thing.
Comment,
If you've
like,
never seen this before, you can see
Take
it
that
again
notice.
only on 724. Now, real quick before we get out of here, right?
724.
I have to talk about hype up because Shali was hyping up them Huskers. And I will
Yikes.
keep on
Oh,
talking. I'll
yikes.
keep talking about it. right?
Mayday.
Oh,
Mayday.
4 wins. So it's over
They
now.
extended
They
the
can't
contract.
even, they can't do it.
Yeah, they can.
They can't make bull.
Yeah,
A
they
bull
can.
game.
Yeah, there's 2 games left. You got to play Maryland and Iowa. If they could beat those 2 teams, but it's Mayday. It's a
And they extended
stuff
the
got to change.
contract for the
Here's my
brother.
thing: by 2021, the Huskers better look quite
2021,
different.
what
Yeah, that's
does
when
my
we
watch say?
play OU again. Ooh,
Oh,
you better. That
they're
used to
about
be the
come really-
jam.
Yeah, well, I went to the last Big 8 game ever. Oklahoma versus Nebraska. Shout out to the OG Dave Williams. He took me there.
Ah,
Yeah. I did.
David, that's what's up.
Little do you know that game, Tommy Frazier. Even.
Frazier.
Yeah, it was the last
Tommy
Big 8 game
Frazier.
ever. It was really monumental. It was great. I had a camera that David bought us, one of those disposable cameras.
Yeah.
And we took about 32 pictures came in there, I think. Maybe
Yeah, that was a
35,
good
32,
deal.
35. It was a pretty good deal.
A
About
good deal.
$8 you get you that. So what happened was, about 21, 22 pictures in, I lost the dang camera.
How do you do that?
I was a kid.
You know, just
I
like
was a
sit
kid.
down,
It was
huh?
95. I was a kid.
95.
95. Yeah, I was a kid.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we start.
Yeah, I was a kid.
Okay,
and
okay.
I lost it. But you know what was great? Dave didn't even look at me like he was disappointed.
He was just
He
like, well.
didn't even
See,
trip
that's
on it.
that type of energy,
Yeah,
that type
Dave
of
is a
person.
good guy.
David's always been just a really down to earth, awesome
Good
person
guy.
to be around.
Good guy.
Cool.
He's a guy I want to be a dad like Dave.
I want to be,
Yeah,
I
for
want
real.
to be
It's good
like
stuff.
that.
So, do we have anything else to talk about before we get out of here?
No, I think we pinpointed
Sorry
a
to
couple
leave on
good
a
things.
bad note about your Huskers.
Yeah.
But that being
But it
said,
could happen. Bowl game could still happen, but
that being
we're gonna
said,
see.
my prediction is still right.
yeah, 6-6 was you were.
No. I
said
said they
under
would
6,
not get 6 games. I said probably 4. We can look back at this footage. Said they will not
You
win
said-
6 games, and 4 is probably what you're gonna win.
I've been
We're still at
I've been
that.
going
We're
with
still
6-6
at
this
that.
whole time.
Oh,
That's alright though. Yeah.
No, you said 9 games.
Either way, you
Good
won.
try.
Yeah,
You
you
tried.
I know 9-3 exactly what it should have been.
She said, "Is that who are the 3 they're gonna lose to?"
Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Iowa potentially.
They
thought,
played the best against Wisconsin so far.
yeah, decent.
I didn't even see the game. I just watched the
Decent.
score. It
Decent.
It looked good. People weren't
Yeah.
as mad. People weren't as disappointed.
Yeah, there's still silly stuff.
Yeah,
Still same old, same old.
All right.
But
Okay.
as always,
As always, until next time on Channel 724, the Valenti Soundoff.
sound it out.
Sounding off, y'all. Peace.
Bye.